I want to briefly talk about awakening and healing and the relationship between these two. And in fact, I would say that they're not two different things. However, when people come to a path of awakening, of spiritual practices, often we are seeking a particular kind of freedom. And this freedom is what I would call unconditional freedom. It's an experience of what is unconditioned, of what is always true. And we seek this because, one, it is part of who we are. Part of our experience is unconditioned. Part of our experience is bigger than ourselves. So this might be an experience of, for example, oneness, or an experience of radical openness, or of radical interconnectedness with all beings. So these big experiences feel incredibly profound and they feel freeing. And part of the reason why we often seek these experiences is because we want freedom from suffering. We want freedom from the confusion and pain of our normal daily lives, all of the ups and downs, all the things that change all the time. We want freedom from that. And so we seek unconditional freedom. And this is incredibly important. It's again, a part of who we are. However, the thing is that we keep on living our lives. So unless we are going to continue to try to grasp onto unconditional freedom or try to create some sort of stability where we only exist in an unconditional free state, we are going to have to meet our lives and meet ourselves and others as we are. And with that, we have to seek a different kind of freedom as well. And that freedom often happens in part through healing. And this is conditional freedom, which is really interesting to phrase it that way. But I say it's conditional freedom because it's something that we keep working on. It's part of our life. It's not going to be just done one day. So this healing can happen from, say, childhood experiences, childhood wounds, from trauma, from just having a bad day at work, or things happening in politics and feeling fear, and our relationships, having fights, things like this. We have all these kinds of experiences of sadness, of pain, of distrust, of confusion, all kinds of things. And if we want freedom, if we really are on a path of freedom and of this kind of awakening, then we have to include all of this pain as well. We have to include all of the ways in which we are constantly changing in life, and things are constantly changing. And it's not just about the pain. There's a lot of beauty and joy that is constantly unfolding in our lives as well. However, I think a lot of us do approach freedom as a way to transcend or go beyond our suffering. So again, practices like meditation and contemplative spiritual paths can really help us with this unconditional freedom. But we can also include in all of that, in our meditation, in our lives, a path of healing as well, and have these two merge. And in fact, what I have found, and what many of my peers and mentors and teachers have found, is that if you practice long enough a path of awakening, this unconditional freedom side of things and the conditional freedom, our conditional lives, merge. So no longer is our practice on the meditation cushion and what we do in our relationships, in our work, in our lives different. All of this is one path. And so in my work, I do emphasize both of these types of freedom and find a way to integrate them.